Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't started those New Year's resolutions yet, or maybe you've swept them under the rug, it's still not too late.
And today's a great day to get moving. The Takoma Park Recreation Center is hosting the annual Fitness Expo. The day is going to be filled with classes like jazzercise and Pilates, health screenings, and a whole lot more. So keep it here and we'll be right back.
Yep.
Fitness Expo is in full effect, and you guys will be very happy to know that there's something for everyone. But first, we're going to start off with the ladies and ladies boot camp. Here now with us is the instructor of ladies boot camp, Tony Sharp.
Hey, how you doing? All right.
Tony, can you tell us a little bit about what ladies can expect when they come to the boot camps?
All right. Well, our ladies boot camp incorporates a lot of different things. We are doing 1 hour or 45 minutes of cardiovascular, strength training, core development, and calisthenics. So it's a combination of a lot of different things all incorporated in within an hour. All right.
And do you have to have any prior experience?
No,
do you really have to be in like great shape to take one of your classes?
No, beginners, intermediate, advanced, it doesn't matter. I incorporate enough of everything to encompass everyone. Everyone can find something that they can do in the class. So I can bring it down from somebody who's just starting out to someone who's been training for years. All right. The biggest thing is just make sure you come prepared and be willing to accept changes in your exercise to accommodate any ailments or any health issues if you have anything, or maybe flexibility issues, but I can work around everything.
And as far as, I guess, motivation to kind of keep people going throughout, just not say the month, but maybe even the whole year, are there any bits of wisdom or information or any sayings that you may have that you can kind of give to the folks at home to really get them moving?
The biggest thing is that everything takes time, and don't expect to see changes overnight. If you put in the work, the changes will come. Don't expect it to happen in a month or immediately, but within a few weeks you will feel a difference as far as your cardio, your strength. Everything happens, but it's gradual, you know. And the thing is, it's about the time you put in. If you put in the time, you will see the results. Most of my classes are 2 months, so within a 2-month period of time, I promise you, you will see some results. And what I do is I sometimes will do an assessment at the beginning of my class, and then basically give you like a fitness test to see where you are at the beginning, and just see where you are at the end of the 16 classes or whatever for the 2 months. So it's basically twice a week for 2 months.
Okay.
All right.
And can you let us know lastly, when are those classes?
Those classes are on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6:30 to 7:30. All right. And it's, like I said, usually the classes go for 2 months. All right. So
that's happening here at the Recreation Center.
Takoma Park Recreation Center, 7315 New Hampshire Avenue. Park.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Tom.
And you asked a really great question about being motivated. I guess what got you into this fit life?
Actually, it was a threat. Actually,
was it?
Yeah, it was a threat. I was taking a kickboxing class from the lady I know worked for. Actually, I was taking one of her kickboxing classes, and someone came, and I was like, I wasn't too crazy about the class. So it wasn't the person I worked for, but somebody else was teaching the class one day, like as a substitute. And I was like, it wasn't the intensity that I wanted, and so I was like, I kind of walked out. She was like, I heard you walked out on my class, the actual instructor. She said, I heard you left the class. I was like, well, you know, I wasn't feeling it that day, So basically she said, oh, you think you could do better? I'm like, I could do better? She said, okay, well, how about this? How about you train, you become an instructor and see how you do, and I don't ever want to hear about anybody walking out of your class. I was like, oh, okay. So since then, I became a kickboxing instructor. I teach kickboxing, and I also do ladies boot camp. And I've never had anybody walk out because the class is too boring.
I know we've talked before, but I've never actually even heard that story. So,
really?
Yeah, no, you've never told us that. No. So cool. All right, and it's been about, what, 4, 5, how many years? Oh, wow.
8.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. It was a while ago, yeah. Because I'm actually a black belt in Nikki Jiu-Jitsu. I started doing martial arts first. That's why it got me interested in the kickboxing in the first place. But I just wanted something to add a little bit more cardio to my workout. So that was my initial reason for getting into martial arts with her, the cardio side versus the actual technique side. ma'am.
Well, thank you so much, Tony.
Thank you.
And we'll be coming to you with more information, and especially on those health screenings. Keep it here. I'm here with Brian Williams. He is the commissioner of the Takoma Park Silver Springs Softball League. Brian, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So this is actually a nonprofit organization.
Yes, we are a 501c3 nonprofit operating in the Takoma Park Silver Spring area.
And how long have you guys been in action here?
We've been here for over 20 years. We are a recreational softball and baseball league, looking to get as a diverse population that reflects the Takoma Park Silver Spring area.
And so what basically started this organization?
Well, actually, Gary Weinstein was a gentleman that still lives in the Takoma Park Silver Spring area. He wanted to provide an opportunity for kids to get out there and play, and he got a group of parents in the community to start a league, and it's been growing ever since.
So is he a baseball player?
He did play baseball.
Okay.
He did play baseball.
Softball and all that. Okay.
Not softball so much,
Okay.
but he did play baseball. And actually, there is an adult softball league, and every now and then we can get
is
Gary.
there?
We get Gary out there to play with us sometimes.
Well, that's exciting. So how did you become involved in this organization?
So when I moved to the area, I had a daughter that was in 5th grade, played soccer, played basketball, and we wanted her to try a new sport. And she played as a 5th grader and fell in love, and currently plays for her college club team.
Okay.
So, and I have a younger daughter that's playing now, and I committed to the organization for 10 to 15 years so that I could continue to help the league grow. Yeah, so I'm very excited about it.
That's a big commitment. So it's kind of like you did it because of your kids.
I did it for my kids, but I also grew up playing sports, and my father coached me growing up, and so this is an opportunity to do this for my own children, and a lot of the parents that participate feel the same way. It's just a wonderful way to connect with your family. It's a wonderful way to connect with the community, and it's a lot of fun.
So tell me about the classes now. Well, I guess not really the classes, but when you guys have these practices, when are they?
So at our first, we do spring clinics, and we also do winter clinics. The spring clinics, they're going to run for 3 consecutive weeks, and then our season will start. So 2 of those clinics will be at Hillendale, which is right off of New Hampshire Avenue, but we have a second clinic that's going to actually be at Blair High School, and so we've connected with yes, so go Blazers. We actually connected with the varsity coach at Blair, Louis Holman. We're encouraging all of our families to come out, watch, cheer on the Blazers, and then the girls are going to put on a clinic for us after their game. And a lot of those girls that play for Louis actually came through the Takoma Park Silver Spring Softball organization, so it's a great way for them to give back as well. We also are going to have an event on April 10th at the University of Maryland, so we're encouraging all of our families, all of our girls to go out there and cheer on the Maryland Terps, which is where I went.
That's where I went as well.
Oh, there you go. Go Terps too. So we're going to have them come out, watch a game, and after the game they'll have a chance to get autographs from some college softball players, just to get them excited about playing this year.
I'm sure they will be. Is there a fee or anything to join these games and practices?
There is a fee.
Okay.
It's a nominal fee. It gets you a jersey, it gets quality instruction, but we also have scholarships available. And so we encourage parents to pay whatever they can. If they can't pay anything, we don't want that to negate their child having an opportunity to play with us. So we want to create, again, a diverse league that is reflective of the Takoma Park community.
Okay, and so how can people get a hold of you?
So we do have a website. It's www.tpsssoftball.org. We also have a phone number. It's on our website. There are some preliminary dates on there as well, and they can go on there, check us out, and we'll get back to you if you have any questions.
All right, thanks so much, Brian.
Thank you. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Oh, no problem. And keep it here, and we'll be back with more.
We're back, guys, and we've been having a lot of fun here at the Expo. And what happens when you have a lot of fun? You do a lot of smiling.
Yes.
Now I'm here with Dr. Dozier and Dr. Catchings of New Smiles. I got it right? Yeah?
Yes. Creating new smiles. That's what we like to do.
First question for you guys.
Yes.
How do you know when to go to the dentist?
Well, for me, because I'm a pediatric dentist, the child should come at their first birthday. That's when I want to see them. So if you have a tooth, you can get decay. And that's what I tell all parents, is if you have a tooth, bring them in so we can go over all the necessary details in order to keep a healthy mouth.
First birthday, 12 months. First
12
birthday.
months, first birthday. I work with kids, yes.
Okay.
My youngest patient has actually been 2 weeks old.
And after that first visit,
Then I see them every 6 months.
Every
If
6
everything is good, we see them every 6 months.
And Dr. Catchings?
And for adults, you want to go every 6 months as well. Typically, whenever you start flossing, if you notice any bleeding or anything like that, it's already too late. So you want to go as soon as possible, and you want to stay going to a regular dentist every 6 months.
When it comes to, I guess, detection, kind of having an idea, what do you think is the reason behind folks not going to the dentist or not really paying that much attention?
Well, for adults, typically it's because of pain, you know, so a lot of people feel that they have a misconception that going to the dentist is going to cause pain, but that doesn't have to be the case. So if you go every 6 months, it actually is easier for you. You have less things, less problems to deal with if you do go to the dentist on a regular basis.
And how about...
And for kids, because they're brought by their parents. So if they're not educated, then we need to educate them to make sure they're bringing them in. Because we don't want to have the fears of parents be pushed onto the child, because it should be a pleasant experience from the beginning.
Is there anything that you all can kind of tell, I guess, kids and parents to kind of make it easier? Because a lot of folks have a lot of anxiety when it comes to going to see a dentist. And it may not be a fair question, but is there anything you can kind of coach them or say to them?
For me, like I said, I deal with kids, so I like to have a nice, happy environment. Our environment is very kid-friendly, and that's the whole thing, is giving an environment for kids to be comfortable. And one of my kind of rules that I like to say to kids is you want to brush 2 times a day for 2 minutes, 2 teeth at a time. So start right there. That's the easy way for kids to remember the rules of brushing. And if you come in, then we can go over everything else that needs to be done.
And for adults, you definitely want to make sure you're brushing twice a day, you're flossing, you're using a good mouth rinse. And then, like I said, make sure if you do have children, try not to scare your kids. You know, a lot of times you put your own fears on your children, and then it makes the experience worse than what it actually is. So.
Okay. Now, last and most important question. Zollipops?
Yes.
Is this real? Now,
yes.
Come on now. Is this real? Okay.
It is.
How does this work?
You know, this was actually developed by a young entrepreneur, a female, a little girl. But these are actually healthy lollipops. And so I always explain to parents, because what really frustrates me is when kids go to any other type of a provider, healthcare provider sometimes, and even to the bank or even to the hairdresser, they give them lollipops. Lollipops is full of sugar, but this one actually is a healthy lollipop that helps fight against cavities, and it's called Zollipop.
So what you're telling me right now is I can replace my entire diet. I can start eating Zollipops, breakfast, lunch, dinner, no vegetables, no fruit.
I wouldn't take it that far, but what it will do, you can eat one after your meal and help neutralize the pH levels in your mouth. And by doing so, help reduce cavities.
All right, guys, you heard it. You can't replace your entire diet. You still have to eat vegetables, yes, and you still have to have lean proteins and things like that. You know, but at the same time, after meals, you can treat yourself to a Zollipop. And then you can also find some time to make it down to New Smiles.
Yes, that would be great.
See you there.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us again. I'm here with Coach SJ. He is a tennis instructor.
That's right.
Is that right? All right, thanks so much for joining us today here. You had the studio filled with little kids, adults playing tennis, picking up balls everywhere. What got you into this?
I played tennis for about 10 years when I was younger, and I kind of forgot about the sport for many years, and then I picked it up recently and got me back into shape, and I was teaching my daughter and playing it with my family, including my mother, who was having some mobility issues, and I found out that tennis is one of the best ways to keep moving and keep active. It's a low-impact sport. You can play it very intensely if you want, but you can also just get out there, have fun, sweat a little bit, and learn some stuff that you maybe used to know or learning for the first time.
And so how long have you been at this now?
Most recently, I've been teaching for about the last 5 years. I've got about 15 years of teaching and coaching experience, and you know, I have a lot of classes with the Takoma Park Rec Department in Takoma, and we play outdoors and indoors sometimes, and it's a lot of fun. We start off with big balls, small nets, make it easy, and you know, the goal is to have a lot of fun first, and then hopefully learn some tennis along the way.
So the classes here, how many, is it a weekly thing? Is it a monthly thing? How does
At
that
the
work?
Takoma Recreation Center, we have a weekly seniors class. It's a free class, 12 to 1 o'clock on Thursdays.
Okay.
And we do that 3 seasons a year, fall, winter, spring. And you come, you get a little sweat in, you get a little warm up, a little cool down. And then these people, sometimes they meet afterwards or during the week and play some extra.
Okay. Okay. Are there any other classes, or is tennis your specialty?
Tennis is what I specialize in.
Okay.
And there's almost 10 more classes during the week. Afternoons after school, a couple evening classes, and then Sundays afternoons. They have everything from toddlers to advanced adults and juniors.
Good. Okay. So if anyone wants to out there, I'm sure they will want to get in contact with you. How can they do that?
Best place is my website, movingforwardtennis.com. And also through the Takoma Park Rec Department, they have a listing of almost all my classes.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach.
Sure
and
thing.
we'll be back with more.
All right.
Now, Fanny, I've noticed a lot of times that as a quick fix, folks like to focus on muscle building as far as health and wellness goes. Just anything, get out and run or push-ups or that sort of thing. But the wellness aspect, I think, oftentimes gets overlooked.
Of course, muscle pain, muscle awareness is important, but as a complementary part to muscle awareness is where are your thoughts, where's your energy level, what's your activity in the course of a day. Often we're rushing ahead of ourselves. We're always like on to the next thing. So how do we actually be in the present moment? There's a mindful revolution now, right? Mindfulness is like big everywhere. And there's a reason for that. Because when, like in nature, a tree, an animal will be, a baby will just be present with the moment at hand. And what happens with that in terms of our autonomic nervous system and our energy level, that it actually will create more space, so we will be less hyper, less sore from our muscles tightening. Back of a muscle tightening is the wisdom to, as I say, be present and getting out of the intellectual brain. That's the prefrontal cortex, if we're going a little technical here. And then the amygdala is the noticing brain. So it actually looks like this. This would be our thinking brain. And then our amygdala brain is what the thumb would be. So some of these tools are going to invite your noticing brain to come forth and be forefront and quieting the mind. And now meditation and mindfulness are a tremendous aspect to fitness. So please, I invite you to, as you walked over here, Achille, you're going to, we take so much for granted. We just say, hey, I'm just walking over there. A lot of folks don't even have the ability, particularly if we have a muscle pain like you presented today when you first met me. So we're going to create awareness about how am I going to be sitting as I mosey on over to my chair. Feel the back of your chair. Carefully feel the back with your legs.
With my legs.
Yeah. Then you're going to notice gravity like as your friend, right? It's not just sitting down. Wow, my quads have to get engaged. My hips do. So I'm going to sit down slowly and just feel the wisdom and have gratitude. I'm all about gratitude. Have gratitude for, wow, my muscle parts are working and doing what I am asking them to do. Often, as a massage therapist and an occupational therapist, people are coming in with their injury. So I usually start in my practice with, where's your place of ease? So instead of thinking about that, I'm going to invite you to, as your feet are like that, and you're just going to begin to feel the support on your lower back of the metal chair. You're going to feel where your hands are making contact with your sweats, your pants. Or the foot in the shoe, and you're just gonna, you can close your eyes if you want to, because there's cameras here, and I'm just gonna invite you to, and myself, to arrive, coming from wherever you were to the fitness center today at 10:30ish. You're gonna begin to feel where I am in relationship to you, where the mirrors are around you, the certainty that you're sitting on this chair. So pick one thing, and we're just gonna hang there. Thoughts will jump in, they're gonna race, so you're gonna leave thoughts alone. We actually have a choice whether to grab at the content of a thought as it rises. You know, just because thoughts rise, we can go back to our anchor, which right now is to invite what's called the parasympathetic nervous system, the place of ease, the happy hormones, the neurotransmitters, the dopamine, the serotonin, which is why a lot of people work out. It feels good, right? So how do we keep a daily practice of sustaining this place of ease? One of the ways was to notice every footstep we take, okay? How we sat down. So with you, I'm going to do the same thing and just kind of ground like a tree. Think rooted like a tree. Is to put one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Everybody, invite everybody to do this.
Does it matter which hand?
Doesn't matter which hand. And what we're trying to do, if anybody has a baby around, you're going to see how organic they naturally breathe. But we're going to try to identify our diaphragm. Breathe in through the nose. And I use this with my OT patients that have fallen, a lot of seniors. A lot of people give up when they've had injuries. They say, I'm no longer what I was. And I try to remind them that they're equipped with everything they need. It's just where you're going to place your energy. So this is called a wise aging paradigm. We're all aging every day. I don't care how old we are. Okay, and then we're going to wrap it up with the third positive affirmation. So again, speaking to a wise aging principle. So you're going to follow me. We're going to do something. It's like a dose of medication. So daily. So let's go to the edge of our seat and kind of keep an upright spine without hurting your back. Imagine, I'm going to add one other piece. Imagine we have a rope in the center of our head, and it's just gently pulling us. You don't have to do anything. You're just feeling the traction of the cervical.
I am strong.
In body, you're going to touch your toes, but go down slowly, watching one vertebrae at a time. In body, let the weight of the head drop. In body, when you come up slowly, keep the chin down. In mind, we're going to come up slow.
In mind.
In mind. Obviously, the mind is greater than just the brain. And in spirit.
And in spirit.
3 of these. I am whole.
I am whole.
Everybody. I am well.
I am well.
I am strong.
I am strong.
In body.
In body.
In mind.
In mind.
In spirit.
In spirit.
I am whole.
I am whole.
I am well.
I am well.
Reach. Knee. Turn. She. Go. Yatsume. Yatsuke. Right. High touch.
Guys, that was great. Thank you so much for showing us that. What exactly did you guys just show us?
So we demonstrated some basic moves.
Okay.
So that includes a block, which is a middle body block.
Okay.
A reverse punch, and then a kick.
Okay.
So those are some of the basic techniques that are the components or fundamentals in our Ishinryu karate system.
Okay. And so how long have you guys been training in karate?
I started about 3 years ago
3
here
years
at
ago?
the Recreation Center.
Okay. And then you?
Just for 6 months for me.
For about 6 months? Okay. And then you're actually teaching it now?
Yes.
Is it both of you teaching it, or is it just one of you?
I do more teaching currently.
More teaching, okay. And how long have you been involved in teaching it?
So depending on how much experience you have, you do more teaching as you have more experience. So even, and then for some of the new students, anyone who's more experienced can help them. So even though Dave's relatively new, sometimes there are beginners who are even more introductory than that. So Dave can still show them some basic things to start off.
So what got the both of you, and you guys can answer separately, but what got you guys involved in karate?
To me, it's just very interesting, to get exercise. It's a fun way to do exercise. For me, going to the gym and being on a treadmill, that's kind of boring. This isn't boring, you do the class, and before you know it, an hour and a half's over, and you've got a pretty good workout. So for me, I like it for the exercise, and it's really fun.
Okay, and then for you?
So I think martial arts was something I was always interested in, but I never really got around to doing it. And then one day I found that the Takoma Park Recreation Center offers classes here, and I live pretty close by, and they're free to try out. So I figured, might as well try out. So I've started about 3 years ago, and I'm still around. So it's interesting. You helps you with fitness, helps you learn some self-defense applications with body control, body movement, and so also some cultural exchange, learning about Japanese Okinawan culture and some basic Japanese terms. So it was a variety of things to be interested in.
Have you seen your bodies change, like as far as like a benefit of practicing karate?
So I think as you get more experience, you learn how to use your body differently. So a lot of times when people start off, they try to use a lot of power or strength. And over time, you can learn to sort of adjust your technique or approach. So you learn where to focus your energy. And so part of it is learning to understand how to control your body and focus and control your movements.
Okay, and then for you, have you seen any changes maybe in your mobility, flexibility?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, doing this kind of martial art, we do a warm-up where we, we run around and we do push-ups and sit-ups, that sort of thing. I can do more of that than before I started, so I think that's a good improvement.
That is.
That is. So for the folks that are interested in attending the classes, how does it work? Can someone just come out? Do they have to prep anything?
So we are open to any adults who are members of the Takoma Park Recreation Center, and we practice here Monday, Wednesday nights, 7 to 8:30 in the back room here. And there's no particular preparation. If people are new, they just come in with whatever athletic workout clothing they want to wear, and that's fine. And we try to adjust our skills practice to whatever people's abilities are. So we have a range of people from younger adults to more senior citizen adults. And so there's a range of approaches or modifications you can do to the skills or practice based on what people are capable of.
And is there a circuit or a process sort of from beginning to end that the new participants could expect?
Sure. As a new student, I learned, the basic etiquette, how to bow, some Japanese terms. There's a lot of moves like blocks, kicks, and punches, just sort of basic things. We learn kata, which is a prearranged set of movements where you just kind of go through a whole section of techniques. Learning that's, a new thing for a lot of people. They haven't done that in their everyday life, so you kind of memorize some stuff. That's a good way to look at it, is you're memorizing a set of techniques. So that, as a new person, that was some things I learned.
Right, and so the curriculum's also stances, understanding how to move your body, how to position your body, and so people understand the basic building blocks and how to put those things together and how to apply them in different ways. So there's a graduated curriculum of more introductory to more advanced techniques over time for people as they progress through their training.
Okay, well, we'll have to come visit you guys. If there's anyone out there, and I'm sure there are tons of people that really want to come and do a practice with you guys, how can they get in contact with you?
So they can contact the Recreation Center. They were available, or they can just show up here Monday, Wednesday nights, here 7 to 8:30, back room of the...
Just be proactive, just jump right in.
They can just show up. We're here Monday and Wednesday nights, so whoever's interested can show up. That's fine.
All right.
Great.
Thank you two so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, we've seen a lot here, and hopefully that's motivated you to do a lot more. There were other things that we weren't able to cover because of time, like jazzercise, basketball, and yoga.
But if you want to sign up for any of these classes or any of the other classes that are offered by the Rec Department, you can go to the Rec Department's website. There, all the information is waiting for you.
Special thank you to everyone that participated in the health screenings, the fitness classes, and also a big thank you to Takoma Park Recreation Department for hosting yet again another fitness expo. Until then, whole body,
Whole mind,
and whole spirit. Take care.